Hello, welcome to Tacos Reviews. As you see, I'm walking, hiking, and sorry about the noise, it's a bit windy, I'm just using my iPhone. But when you're walking in this beautiful weather, there's one thing that's very nice to have, and that is a good friend and a good partner to enjoy a trip with. So, hello! And also, when you have a good partner, it's a nice thing to have a good game. But not always is the partnership or the relationship very good, and this game is about that. But in the end, we might end up holding hands anyway. The game is called And Then We Held Hands.
Hello.
Yeah, it's finally good to reach the top, or the summit as it's called. Beautiful landscape in Norway. Please come visit, it's great for tourists. But now you're here for games, aren't you? Let's find out. So, here we are on top of the mountain with a game. Not always so practical because the wind is blowing the cards away, but this time I think it's going to go nice. Anyway, this game is a cooperative game for 2 people, so not necessarily a couple, but 2 people anyway. And they want to get their stones in the middle of this board here. And that sounds simple enough. But there is one slight problem with that. Yeah, you can't communicate about the game. In front of me I have 6 cards here with a color on the side. These colors indicate where I can go with my marker. So I can move here on the blue one by paying a blue card. And I can pay more cards by playing a black one, and a green one, and a red one, and so forth. And I can always use the cards of my partner as well. So the cards here, they're very cool. Like this one. The black one represents depression, like this. And this blue one is carefree. So you might recognize the style of the cards. That's because this is the same artist that is behind Dixit. So it's very recognizable if you have played Dixit. Very beautiful. So the cards represent emotions. So, but what is the incentive of playing these cards? Just by moving around here? Well, you have 3 decks here, which you need to go through to win the game. So, these cards here, they say an emotion that the partner has. It's anger. But of course, you don't communicate well. It's a hard relationship, and you just... Anything wrong there? No, everything's fine. You know, so you need to interpret the signals of your partner and meet on the halfway and try to mend the emotion the right way. So the theme really works in this game, even though it's a very abstract game. So on my turn, I'm going to flip this card here, which shows the emotion which you need to meet on. So it's angry. That means I have to end up on a red marker to finish the goal. So I can play a red card, either for myself or your deck, play it, and move my marker to the red marker here. There is one problem though, because each time you end up or move on a color, you change your emotional balance. So when I go into red here, I'll move my marker 1 space to the left. And being unbalanced means I don't get new cards at the end of my turn. If I had ended up on the 0, I could draw up to 6 cards again. So having cards is very good for moving, and if you can't move on your turn, the game is over and you lose. So I ended up on red and a bit unbalanced at the moment, but I managed to take the goal. So on your turn, you're going to do sad. You can try that, so you can play a black one and be unbalanced by playing this one. Or you can move further, like going on blue and going back to 0. You won't finish the goal, but at least you're balanced, so you get new cards, and that will maybe help us. You might have noticed that the cards have 2 different colors on each side, and it actually matters. It depends on how you position yourself on the board. You see in the middle there? There's a line. It separates the left from the right of the board. So if I'm here on the left side, it's okay, I show them the left side of the cards. But if I end my movement here on the right side, on the blue, I have to shift the alignment here of the cards to this side. And now you see there's no black here, and I need a black to move on. So if my partner doesn't have a black, and I can't move on my turn, it's game over. So it can be very beneficial or very non-beneficial to use this effect, and you have to do it. So be very aware of this one. When you complete the first deck here with the emotions, then you're allowed to enter the next circle here. So to complete the next deck, you need to land on the colors in the circle here. And it's getting harder and harder to navigate correctly, because the colors are more compact, so you need the correct colors. And the third circle, this one, is even harder. The goal of the game is for both players to, in the same turn almost, to come in here in the middle and also be balanced. If you manage to do that, you win the game, and that is not easy at all. But the hardest part maybe in this game is to not communicate about the game. I'm not allowed to say, oh, I'm seeing something really good here if you do this. No, I can't say this. And if you're doing this, and I'm saying, I can't do that as well, because I'm communicating something that you're not aware of. We can't communicate about the game. Sure, talk about the weather, talk about your relationship, talk about fun stuff, but not about the game. And that is the hard part. But that's also the nice part, because it matches the thematic so well. Relationships are hard, you know, so you need to meet your partner in the correct way. And this game really makes it feel like that as well, even though it's very abstract. So it's a nice game, a cooperative game for 2 players. I highly recommend it, and it's very pretty to look at as well. And it's very small and fast to play, so good game, I really like it. Okay, thanks for watching this episode, and as always, please check out my Patreon account at patreon.com/Tarkas to see how you can support me financially, and you can even vote on the upcoming game I'm going to review. And also please leave comments. If you do so, please do so on Blogging Geek or on my homepage, because I don't always get notifications on the YouTube comments. So the first week maybe, but after that I'm not going to check. So thank you for comments, and thank you for support, everything. And yeah, have fun gaming. See ya.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.